I am not the Brown's Chicken killer. I'm sure this comes as a relief to many of you sitting up front. I am not the person who on a wintry night 25 years ago walked into a suburban Chicago fast food joint, locked the 7 employees in the walk-in cooler, took $2,000 out of the till, and then shot them all in the head. That wasn't me. Unfortunately, they didn't know who it was. Now, I'm interested in this case primarily because in 1993, that Brown's Chicken restaurant in suburban Chicago was 2 blocks from my apartment. So when the 7 dead bodies were found in the cooler, I could practically see the place. The other reason I was interested is because I have a long history of falling under suspicion for damn near anything. If something happened, I'm usually the first suspect. Curiosity killed the cat. For a while, I was under consideration. So all they knew was that they had 7 dead bodies, missing cash from the register, and no clues. Immediately, they formed an interagency task force, FBI, Illinois State Police, local cops from several different cities, all trying to figure out who had killed these 7 people. And this was pre-internet. There wasn't Facebook or Twitter to let people know what was going on. You watched the 6 o'clock news every night, and panic was spreading, because once a day you got your update, and once a day they told you, no suspects yet. I can't say that I was surprised on that one day when there was a knock on my door. I looked out the window and saw what was clearly that kind of car you recognize as an unmarked patrol car. 2 detectives standing at my door, wanting to ask me some questions about these 7 murders. And I immediately let them in because for once I knew that I had absolutely nothing to do with this. But someone had phoned the tip line to tell the police that they thought I would know something about it. And the cops came by to check, where were you on the night of January the 8th? Do you own any guns? Do you know anybody who does own any guns? Have you ever eaten at Brown's Chicken? No, do not eat at a Brown's Chicken. It's absolutely disgusting. And I asked him, am I actually like a suspect here? And the guy says, oh no, we have to follow every lead that we get. If you were really under suspicion, we would have shown up with more than just the 1 car. Well, that's good to know. And the cops went away, and that was the end of my involvement with the Brown's Chicken murders, which went unsolved for 10 years. Now, in 2003, I had just moved to southern New Jersey. I'd come home from work. Like a lot of people, I'd flipped on the news, and as I'm walking around the house, I catch out of the corner of my eye the little news crawl on the bottom of CNN that says, suspects arrested in Brown's Chicken murders. Now I'm interested. What? And now we have the internet, so I could look up, what do you mean suspects arrested in the Brown's Chicken murders? Well, as it turns out, a local detective had this theory that whoever the killer was might have been one of the last customers, somebody who came in right before 9 o'clock closing, got some chicken, had some dinner, and then robbed the place and killed everybody. So as they were investigating the crime scene, he took the piece of chicken closest to the top in the trash can, threw it in a Ziploc bag, figuring that was the last customer's chicken, and he put that in his freezer. Not the police department freezer, not any official freezer. He took it home and threw it in the back of his freezer. And thank God that this guy's wife never cleaned out the fridge, because 10 years later, DNA technology had advanced, and it just at random, a woman called up the police and said, my boyfriend told me that he had gone into a restaurant 10 years ago and robbed it and killed some people. And the police went out to that boyfriend's house, got a DNA sample. It matched the chicken in the cop's freezer. He immediately rolled over on his buddy. Now they had the two murderers. They both confessed and are now both serving life in the Illinois State Penitentiary. If there's a moral to this story, one, I didn't do it. And two, that food in the back of your fridge that's growing fur and looking like a science experiment, that could be valuable forensic evidence. Don't throw it away.